Let's see. Can you hear me, everybody? I've never done anything like this before, so bear with me. It says 9 waiting now, but it doesn't look like... There it goes. There it goes. Starting up right now. Yay, I can see myself finally. It's actually in the other screen over there. I'll give you a little hint. There I am. But welcome to the channel, guys. This is my very first live reaction to any motorcycle unveil or reveal, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to do. I'm going to start doing it for pretty much anyone that I get notice from. I get notice from Harley-Davidson and obviously Royal Enfield. But we're going to see what's going to happen here. I do have the live chat up going, so if you have any questions as we go on through the day, we'll be happy to answer anything we can possibly do. It's going to be fun. I've seen some really cool pictures of some of the 2022 models that Harley is introducing, as well as, of course, we got a big year scheduled for Royal Enfield as well too. But before we get started, let's see. Hey, old man, greetings from Germany. Greetings. It's Vitus. Is that how you say it, Vitus? I probably won't get a chance to do much typing on that, but I will try to give you a shout out when you do say something on the top chat. And he's in Vitus 66666. He's twice the devil that I am. He's in Germany, so everybody say hey to him. And Andy's on here as well too. It says we got 13 watching. We still have about 7 or 8 minutes, but I wanted to give a little bit of news and stuff for what's happening on the channel. And there's two big things. There's Ainsworth Rider from Lancaster, England. Lancashire, excuse me. Is that how you say it? Lancashire, England, the UK. Welcome. But one of the things I wanted to tell you guys, if you noticed in that last video about the did I wreck? We've been lucky enough to get an Insta360 camera, and we're going to be using that in a lot of our different shots. Primarily it's going to be for the scenic road trips and things like that. But the thing is really cool. It's not as much as what I expected as far as the editing. So, and there's a lot of great information. So if you guys are interested in these cameras, as we go by, again, my first impressions was pretty daggone good, as well as the Kemimoto. We got some other exciting things too. I'm going to be partnering with a supply company out of motorcycle supply company out of Canada called Motovon, and we're going to be getting some really cool stuff from them in the very near future. In particular, some new outerwear, which I'm pretty excited about. Pavan says greetings from Dubai. Pavan, very glad to have you, and everybody say hi to him. Ainsworth says, any way you like it. We have a town a little bit south of us called Lancaster. It looks like it says Lancaster, but they say it's Lancaster, so it is what it is. I originally grew up near a town called Navarre and Maslin, and if you read it the French way, it's Massillon and Navarre, but we say Maslin and Navarre. Let's see, Vitus says, how much for the 360 cam? I really don't know off the top of my head, but there is a link below in the description of all these that'll take you directly to Instagram's page and Insta360's page, and you can check it out there. Ainsworth says it looks good. One thing I want to do a little, I always try to give back to my audience, and you always know on the live streams we get either some live or super chats or super stickers, and we're going to be giving away, if anybody wants to do that, some of our brand new super stickers, not super stickers, new stickers. We've got the version 2 and version 1, and I've got plenty of both, and I'm going to keep manufacturing these all the time. So if you guys do instead of going on the Etsy page, all you have to do here is send a super chat or a super thanks, and we'll send a couple of these out to you as a way of giving back, because it really means a lot to us to have the super chats and super thanks. What I'm going to try to do is keep the volume down. Let's see, we've got 5 minutes until the reveal. If you guys have noticed any of the pictures for Harley-Davidson, we've got what, 15 people watching now, which is really exciting. I'm excited about doing this. You guys know that I love old school style bikes, which means that both the Royal Enfield and the Harley-Davidson brands, and of course Triumph as well too, fit that realm. Well, some of the Triumphs fit that realm, and that's one of the reasons why I'm really big in particular this. They've got one that I think, now again, everything is rumor right now until this show starts, but in that rumor, there looks like they're going to bring back what the old FXRT was, and they were making the FXRT from what, 83 to 93, I think is what it was, off and on. I had an FXRS years ago. I didn't get it until after they quit making the FXRs because, you know, I've only bought one brand new bike in my entire life, and that was an old Dyna Street Bob, and I didn't have it that long. I sold it. Somebody wanted to give me more money than I had in it, and to be honest with you, I needed the money. Ainsworth said, okay, he said 360 looks good. Yeah, I'm really excited about that, and not to try to jump around a little bit, but the Touring, or the FXRT and FXRTP, basically had the original shark nose fairing on the front, which is similar to what the Road Glide has now, and I've always loved that. In fact, the Dyna I have up on the lift, if I would have gotten a Super Glide, I actually would have turned it into a FXRT using the RWD fairing that they designed, and it looks, well, it basically looks exactly like the old FXRTs, and I love that. So if you have any questions, we got 19 watching. This is exciting. I tell you, I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work out for us. John McKay's over there. Good morning, John. You're in the Netherlands, correct, if I'm not mistaken? And everybody say good morning to him too. Yeah, we still got a little bit of morning, and it's 2 minutes till the unveil. I'm not going to have any volume on that. It'll be mostly me talking because I really don't want to get in trouble too much with the copyright, and that's probably one of the reasons why I'm asking for some super chats, because I know this will be demonetized because I'm using their copyrighted material, but I want to make sure I'm not going overboard with it. So we're going to keep the volume off and basically just give us my impressions of what the Harley-Davidson line is going to do. Like I said, we're going to do this again when Royal Enfield brings out another bike. I wish I would have done it for the 350 Classic. Because I think that would have been a really fun one to watch. But from now on, we're going to be doing these. And even if Honda wants me to, or if Triumph wants me to, we're going to do the same thing with that down the road as well, too. Now, I'll probably have to be up early in the morning or really late at night to do it, but we're going to do it. And then you can always watch it as we go by. So how's everybody doing out there? Now, today, since it is morning, I'm going to be drinking water. I know, right? But it's going to be a fun time. I'm really excited at what they're going to see coming up. I'll try to be as 100% positive as I can be, and the reason why I say that is I'm not a big fan of water-cooled engines, and I have a feeling that they're going to introduce the 975 Sportster today too, and it's going to be a lot of money. Guys that know me know I like simplicity, and one of my biggest pet peeves is that a lot of these motorcycle companies are making it near impossible for the average Joe to work on it unless you've got a computer science degree and all the equipment at home. The highest tech thing that I would like to have is a feeler gauge and a torque wrench, to be honest with you. That's really all you need for motorcycles. To be that much more technology into it is really unnecessary, if you ask me. Unless it's something like the Tripper, which is basically using your phone in just a little display, as far as what Royal Enfield does. So 21 watching now. We're getting ready. It looks like it's starting to queue up. I will give a little bit of volume and see what happens here. I'm going to turn the volume off on myself. Okay, it's go time, it says. I'm waiting. Come on, Harley, let's go. No, nothing yet. We'll have to see what happens. But I think let's refresh the page and see what happens. Oh, we're still waiting on Harley-Davidson, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, to get back to our point, let's see. We've got Stray Dog says, "Damn it, I missed the beginning." Well, you didn't really. It's not started yet. Kevin says, "Hi, Rona. Hope all's well." Thank you, Kevin. We're really tickled to have you. Stray Dog says, "Good." He's from Germany as well too. Guys, it's going to be kind of exciting. Come on, Harley. You're a minute late. Let's see. Let me do this real quick while I'm thinking about it. Make sure that I haven't missed anything, because you have to be invited to. Let's see. Connie says, "Awesome, black is not a problem." Okay. Yeah, I'm getting some really cool clothing from this Motovon in the real near future, so it'll be kind of fun. So now it says that we're good to go. So come on. Apparently Harley's got some technical issues, but we'll just keep it on there and see what happens. So let me see if I can get some volume on it. So sign up for the email, already did. Let's do another further faster. Let's try this. Let's see. Oh, looks like it happened. No? Yes? Not yet. Okay, let's go back to our Don't You Love Live? There's Harley-Davidson. Don't miss the tune in HD22. Let's see. We can't do that. Nope, same thing. Apparently they're running a little bit late, so I apologize for you guys if you haven't, if you're hanging on there, because I am too. Iron Lady's here. Hey, Iron Lady, how you doing? And like I said, we're waiting to see. Come on, Harley. I hope their engine starter are better than their live stream. So let's see. And it's still buffering. Well, there you go. We don't know. Don't you love it? Live. But regardless, if you have any questions, 27 watching now. Oh, no, nothing changed? No, not yet. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Further, faster. Nothing came in the mail. I'm looking in my email to make sure that I didn't miss anything. I will give you a little hint, guys. I'm going to take it off the main screen here and put it back. But these are, if I can download it real quick and show you what the jackets are going to look like. Let's see. I'll just do it this way. Oops. That is what the jackets are going to look like. They're called Seattle jackets, and I'm obviously going to get the solid black because that's my favorite color. Obviously, I love the black jackets. I don't know if you can see them. I think it'll be a fun. Clothing. See, Simon says, "Greeting from Poland. Hope you and I are later." Well, that's good. Might be late, but at least I'm not Kate. If you guys don't know, there's one of our friends down in New Zealand always says that. Hi, Ronin. Hope they bring back the Super Glides. I sincerely doubt it, but what they're going to do is put everything on the Softail frame. Tic Tac says, "Ain't chance already gives you an in 6." I don't know. It depends on what Royal Enfield wants to do. I'm hoping to get one of the 650 Super Meteors and or the what's it called again? Brain just went absolutely dead. Shotguns, yeah. Doing well, Alzheimer's. Okay, let's see. Come on, Harley. What are you guys doing? It's 4 minutes. Huh. Well, we're going to keep it up anyways. It's streaming right here at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, which is what it is right now. So let's see. Motobike, am I too late? New models have been shown yet? No, Motobike, Mike, Harley's for some reason is having some issues and it hasn't started yet. So I'm hoping it will get there as soon as possible. Let's refresh our stuff here and see what happens. Nothing there. Let me go back to Google and see what's going on with Harley there. See if we can find anything. Nope, nothing. So, with that said, let's make sure that they didn't change anything on their sign up. Where are you at, Harley Davidson? You're confirmed. Yep, thanks for signing up. Next event time. Well, I knew that. Well, I guess we just wait. I apologize, everybody. Wowie says, "Is it live on their website?" Is it? I'm on their website. That's what I'm trying to find out. So let's see if we can do it a little bit better. Okay. Not sure what's going on with Harley-Davidson's website right now, but it is what it is. Let's see. Let's try something else. Harley Live. Nothing. Well, we can just do the best we can, guys. And like I said, I'm signed up with everything. And hurry up and wait. I know. Best we can do. However, for you guys that just got here, like I said, I'm sure that when this finally does come up, when am I doing the Trans-America ride? Well, like I said, the reason we didn't do it last year is because of my shoulder. Unfortunately, most non-required surgeries are being put off now because of all the COVID stuff. So there's Miss Kitty. I know. I just said that, Kevin. But since we're going to be using their website, it's probably going to be demonetized. So if anybody gives us a super chat or super sticker, we've got our brand new version 2, second edition, and of course our version 1 if you want to offer us a super chat or a super sticker, and that way we'll send it to you free of charge, obviously, besides the super chat and super sticker. So I'm not sure what the world Harley's doing, but let's see. Let's hit pause once, and I'm going to kick out of it and go back to my email and get back into my link that they sent me. Okay. I know YouTube's live, Harley-Davidson. Okay, don't miss the world premiere. Streaming at HD TuneIn. We'll see it happens again, and it looks like it's still spinning. So, what are you going to do? Well, regardless, if you guys have any other questions, the Yezdi Adventure. I saw something, they were doing a comparison between that on YouTube and the Himalayan. I don't know anything about the Yezdi, nor have I ever seen any dealers around here, so I have no idea. J Speed says hello from Belgium. Kevin says that's frankly embarrassing for them. Well, after all the hype, this is not good. And I have to agree with you. I don't understand. I mean, everything goes wrong, especially that's the nature of things. It's all Murphy's Law. This is, see, Miss Kitty says India only. And that's what I figured, but it's one of those type of things that I can't test anything that I don't have. Like somebody asked me before, I mean, like months ago, hey, are you going to get a hold of one of the 350 Classics? And, well, they're not here. But eventually down the road, it'd be nice. Like I said, I'd love to have a long-term test on every one of Royal Enfield's motorcycles. And to be honest with you, it would be perfect. But let's... Not sure what's happening with old Harley, but we're going to still have a good time with it no matter what, and we're going to talk to you guys. And if you have any other questions, unless you're going to become a dealer, no thank you. I like doing what I'm doing. What's your thoughts on the Himalayan 450? That's a lot of people have asked me that, through emails and stuff, and my reaction is I really don't want a water-cooled engine. But that's me. I know a lot of people out there are just hot to trot for water-cooled engines because they rev higher and they get better horsepower supposedly. I like a long stroke engine. If you guys watched that video where I was coming up the icy hill in my backyard, Indian hacked HWI. That's funny, motorbike bike. But I like that low end torque. I was able to flush in and out of the friction zone and able to walk up that hill, even despite my tires are not that good. Which, if you guys haven't checked out my Instagram, you know that I've got some new tires on order. I bought some, I bought some of the Shinko 700 series, not the 705s, but the 700s, or they're 60/40. Did you ever test the Interceptor? I've been on one, but it was just a short little test ride. I will not say anything about a motorcycle I'm on less than a half. Perfectly. You don't really know how even a first impressions until you do at least 50 miles on it. And there's not too many dealers who are going to let you take a motorcycle out for 50 miles. So the answer is, have I been on them? Yes. Have I tested them? No. That's the best thing I can say. I refuse to do not only a review. I won't do a review on a motorcycle until I got 1,000 miles on it. Further and faster, except for their internet. That's embarrassing, I have to say, for Harley-Davidson. I don't understand. And we have 32 people watching, too. Wow. Oh, well. What are you going to do? So, until that happens, like I say, I'll keep jumping back and forth between my email to make sure that nothing is gotten screwed up there. Tune in to HD22, and we hit the button again and see if anything else changed. I don't know. That's kind of sad, to be honest with you. But what are you going to do? And we've probably lost some people because they want to see this. 28, we've lost 4 or 5 people. It's a 3-hour, I did a 3-hour test ride. And what did you think, Jay? Are Royal Enfield planning to make the Himalayan 450 liquid cool? I've not and again, we don't know what, again, everything is rumor online. And that's why I'm really hesitant to say what I like and what I don't like. But what the rumored pictures is, it's a water-cooled engine, but who knows? Personally, I like oil coolers, and you can even add on bigger oil coolers if you want. Motorbike Mike says, how's the food truck going? It's down. We lost some parts that have had a hard time coming in because of the chain supply, and I have not ran since January 5th, and I'm still waiting on the parts. It's a really easy fix. It would be fixed probably in less than an hour, but you can't get the parts. It's like if you have for example, if you have an old, if your ignition system's out in your car, no matter what it is, and if it's an injector, you're not getting fuel into the system. And again, every time you've got stuff that says that much computer things going on, we never know. And it's some really easy fix, just a matter of getting it. So I'm really disappointed, to be honest with you guys. I have to apologize, and I know I'm losing people, and Harley doesn't care. One thing I'll tell you this, and this is, I never say anything negative about anybody, but I'll tell you, the way that I'm treated by Royal Enfield versus how I've been treated by Harley-Davidson, there's a world of difference. Not necessarily I love the company, I just love the motorcycles, and that's basically. So if they start changing their motorcycles wholeheartedly, what can I say? Jay's responding right now. I haven't got a chance to read it yet. It's not up on the site, so we'll wait and see what it comes up. I can just see that he's typing. One more time. Further tester. I wonder if they've got it up on their YouTube channel. Let's check that out. I will make a small little. They say it's a good drive, steering quick enough, brakes okay. It's not a sports bike. So you adopt. It's much more like a Meteor. Yeah, Meteor's a cruiser. Of course, the Interceptors and stuff are more the traditional European style street bikes. Like the Triumph, the Bonnevilles and stuff like that. Let's try this and see what we can find, and maybe we can do a switch if something's wrong with their system. Harley-Davidson. See if we can go to their page. They put it up there. Here it goes. Here it goes.
But funny also, they just look cool.
Wow. They came in late. Well, the way it looks, we came in late because it just started, unfortunately. So we're gonna let this run a little bit, and if you guys can see it okay, we'll go back to our original plan of attack here, and you can see it in the background. So far, it looks like they're showing off the Road King. I wonder, that's kind of crazy how it just jumped all of a sudden. So yeah, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Let me get back to my channel here and do our live reaction. And 27 watching. Okay, personally, I can't see Royal Enfield going down a liquid cool route that can make a 350 twin without the need to liquid. Yeah, they do a little bit on that, Kevin. There's an oil cooler on it, but it's not really a big deal. So let's look a little bit here what they're doing with the Harley Davidson. They're showing some hand painting jobs, and of course they're talking about the CVOs, which is the custom vehicle operations is what CVO stands for. John McCain says, lost you. Okay, and then Ray Dean's better late than never. Really, Ray, the show just came up, so we really didn't say lost me. It just literally just came back up. And it was off for the longest time. So I'm hoping we didn't miss too much because, like I said, all of a sudden it went boom and we're on. Makes no sense, but what are you going to do? So let's see here. I don't see Royal Enfield going to a liquid cool either, but you never know. There's no guarantees. And what they're talking about right now is just the CVO models, and again, that is the custom vehicle operations, which means that those are the $50,000 and $60,000 motorcycles. What? How many Royal Enfields can you buy for that? Let's see. We got for watching because we did lose some people, and that just hurts my feelings. We had as high as 35, and thanks Harley for messing this up. And again, Ray, you're not late. It just came back on. Like I said, so far they're just showing the CVOs. Well, it's not about that. Peter said, I'd agree with your comment about Harley-Davidson. If they didn't make the Super Glide Sport, I wouldn't have a Harley-Davidson. Well, if the new bike that they're going to probably introduce here is going to be based upon the old FX RT, which I always wanted one. I never could afford a new one, and by the time I shouldn't say afford a new one, I never really could afford a new Harley. They quit making them. They made the FXRs from 83 to 93, and I only got an FXR well after they quit making them. And I love the bike. It was great, and I ended up selling it as well, too. But and you can see here, I don't know if you can tell, they've got some really fancy stuff. They went with a 117 engine in most of the CVOs, and I think that that's great. I mean, we're talking about super high dollar. These motorcycles are built for what us long-term bikers have always called rubs, and it's not really a crack, but rub means rich urban biker, guys that usually get into motorcycles late in life or get into money late in life, and they want to, it's basically the guys that are driving the BMWs, the guys that are driving the Cadillacs and the Escalades and things of that nature. That's what the CVOs are for. I love these guys that will be able to afford to buy them because it keeps companies in business. Now, Royal Enfield is truly a working man's motorcycle company, and that's one of the things I love most about it, more than anything else, is the fact that it's a working man's motorcycle company, and the fact that you can get into them relatively inexpensive, you can work on them in the whole 9 yards. But we're down to 22 people watching, unfortunately. But again, they're still talking about the CVOs, and we'll see what. I'm sure they're going to tease us at the very end for what's coming on beyond those. But again, CVOs, the custom vehicle operations, that's where a lot of the stuff for future aftermarket stuff comes from as well too. A lot of people watch what the CVOs are carrying, and then they go with their own route and then make it for the average Joe at a lower price. Because if you buy a lot of pure Harley-Davidson parts, man, you're spending a lot of money. Looks like we got an ad come up in the middle of my channel here. What's up with that with a live stream? How long have we been on? 20 minutes, no, 30 minutes. But again, we're still watching the 22, and here goes this is the FXR-S, which would be again, they're changing the name a little bit. It is the Lowrider S is what this is. Kevin says, from a UK perspective, HD don't seem to be putting anything out to attract newer bikers. We need new bikers to start riding, or we'll have a problem. I kind of agree and disagree to that. And the reason why I say I kind of agree is because we want to have more and more people get into the sport. But to be honest with you, except for me personally, most new riders don't look at Harley-Davidson. They look at Honda and Suzuki and Yamaha and Triumph and some of those other brands, and then they eventually grow into the Harley-Davidson. Very few people jump straight from nothing to Sportsters. Well, I shouldn't say nothing. I mean, I was riding dirt bikes. But I think a lot of the guys like me, the working man, they have to save up for a Harley. I'm lucky because I know how to work on stuff. Well, I do for however long this stuff lasts. If they start getting too technical. And there you go, guys. I don't know if you can see this or not, but that is the new FXR ST, which they're calling it the Lowrider ST, but what would it be? It'd be the FXR T. They're putting a more of the old FXR styles fairing on it, and it'll be, think of the Super Glide with the big fairing, and that is probably the most exciting thing that I can think coming out of Harley-Davidson, because this is old school cool. Back in the 80s and early 90s, this was the touring bike for most people who couldn't afford one of the big tours, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So we're seeing right now on the site the FXR, or the, I keep saying it because it looks so much like it, the Lowrider and the Lowrider touring model. But when they got rid of the Sport Glide, I was kind of upset, because it's like, man, that's one of the bikes I really like. But then I heard rumors that they were going to do the touring version of the Lowrider S, and that is hyper exciting to me. Look at the new black fairing on the Lowrider touring model. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It's an FXRT. A Harley isn't affordable for most, and that's what we were talking about earlier, Miss Kitty. But the one of the things I love about this bike is they're going with the inverted front forks, which is going to give it a little bit better handling. They're going with the bigger engine, the 117, as far as a standard. And you're noticing there, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Again, I don't want to get too much. We'll do a whole thing later on in a video with some of the new bikes for 2022 that are coming out. But Kevin asked a good question. Don't you think that HD is relying too much on age customers to sell to? They've always done that, Kevin. Most people could never afford, like in your 20s, how many people in their 20s could afford to buy a Harley Davidson new? They never could. And I think that's basically they're kind of staying, and they really should take care, because I mean, the huge push right now is these club style bikes, which is what the Lowrider S is all about. It's attracting that California Lowrider club style. And of course, Matt Laidlaw and Laidlaw Harley-Davidson out there in Los Angeles made this, they call it the Coast Glide. And basically that's what this new touring model of the Lowrider S is, a Coast Glide. It says, wonder how long European politicians will still allow to ride combustion bikes, especially in the UK. They're getting eager to get rid of them. Man, I don't know. It's a weird world we live in anymore, where everything's about control, isn't it? I don't know. I have no control. I can only control how many videos I make and how many, well, I can't even control that, how many watchers I get. Well, we got 24 people. Again, if anybody's interested, as we're watching this new, and I'll tell you what, I really do love the way, because it looks like the old FXRT and the FXRTP, which would have been the police version of that. And I can see some company or cities getting this new bike for police models instead of having the big Road Kings, because it's going to be lighter and more maneuverable. So we can see some of that coming in, I think, in the future as well too. That was always, I mean, in California, if you guys watch Chips, some of the bikes were the old FXRTs. They had some Hondas too they were running, but a lot of those were the old FXRTs. If you guys remember the Chips television show back in the day. But yeah, this is a beautiful bike, and it makes me happy that Harley is kind of listening to its older guys. And I know Kevin, that they think we're relying too much on us older guys, but I don't know. I still there's no way I can afford a new Harley Davidson. I would love to, but that's not in the books. There's too many other things I'd rather have. But if Harley offered me one, I'd take it. Stray Dog says, oh no, Peter says, it took me 3 years to save for my Harley Davidson, so when I got it, I wasn't in debt. Best advice your mom ever gave you. And that's true. I mean, every Harley that I have up in the shop, and you guys know that if you're long-term watchers, we have several Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson, I buy them really bad shape. They're mostly unrideable. Particularly like if you guys watched, it's the only bike I've bought since I've had a YouTube channel is the Toad Glide, and that one there is on the lift, and it's been on there for 6 months. So Andy says, love Chips. Stray Dog says, if Ari is clever, they will come up with a working man's cruiser based on the 650 twin, and I think they are. I can hear rumors rumbling, and of course I have absolutely zero information, just what you guys have. And I think they're going to come out with a shotgun, which will be a single-seater, and a 650, and the Super Meteor, which will be more of a touring, like the Meteor is 350 right now. Kevin says Stray Dog in the UK, the date for the stopping sale of ice bikes is 2035 unless they move it much to match cars, which is 2030. That makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. I mean, well, of course, and I hate to say it, I mean, here in America, if we wanted to go from here to Florida, it would take multiple days because you can get 100 miles out of a frickin' charge on an electric bike. You're talking 1,000 miles? Come on. Come on, I'm for borrow a line from Biden. Come on, man. Let's see, Jay Speed is, I'm driving now for 50 years and never had anybody in my circle that was driving a Harley. Well, I mean, that's where you live too, Jay. I mean, I hate to say it this way, where I live, I've never met anybody that owned a Harley or Royal Enfield until recently. It is what it is. It's right where you grow up. Hondas, yeah, but by far more Harley-Davidsons than anything on the street even today. I mean, I don't want to say they outsell them combined because I don't know. Well, they're riding and gear and apparel. Well, I don't know if they introduced a Sportster or not because their site was down up until just recently. So the apparel's not that important to me because, number one, I'm not spending $150 on a t-shirt. If you want to spend $150 on a t-shirt, guy, buy some old Man Ronin ones. Kevin says, Stray Dog, they have Super Meteor 650. Well, if there's any other questions, I think this is kind of primarily be over, and it's a shame that it didn't pop up until later. It makes no sense. Kevin says electric bikes are a completely different proposition because of the sheer size of the United States. And that's exactly true. That's what I mean. Like the live wire, number one, it's uncomfortable for a long trip. But number two, you get 100 miles out of it, maybe 125 miles if you're doing 50 miles an hour. And then you got to stop, and how long does it take to charge and then get back on again? I mean, it'd be a good bar hopper, and that'd be about as far as you can go until they get the batteries lasting a lot longer. And I'm talking the ability to go 300 or 400 miles and then charge in less than 5 minutes. It'll never fly in this country. And if they outlaw it, there'll be a civil war, I guarantee you. I know too many bikers will say, ain't going to happen here. It just ain't going to happen here. But in Europe, who knows, man? I don't know what happens over there. I don't have enough. I've been to Europe several times when I was a kid and a little bit older, but I don't think it is anything that I can identify with politically wise. We're too hillbilly over here. Okay, now they've got some events and experiences happening on the site. We're at 24 viewers. Any other questions so far? Looks like they're going to talk about the hog groups, talking about the museum, things of that nature. I know that right now they're big into this. The King of the Baggers race competition where they're getting all these motorcycles that are, and that's cool. I mean, those are the kind of things that's made Harley-Davidson. They always made a statement that they win on Sunday and sell on Monday, and that brought Harley-Davidson to the forefront throughout most of the 20th century. Let's see, Ray Dean says, completely agree with your views on electric bikes. Thanks, Ray. I mean, like I said, I've been riding way too long, and Simon says he agrees. The whole idea of it is we can't wish things to happen immediately. You got to. I mean, how many centuries did we wish we could fly? We wished it. What would have they done and said? We're not going to do anything until we make a law until somebody flies. That's the same kind of thing. When technology isn't there yet. If you force it, all you're doing is wasting time and effort. Let the private sector go through its realm of trying things out, but to try to force it, man, that's just a recipe for disaster. Motorbike Mike says, I have enough t-shirts. I'm out. Good to see you all. Take care. Keep up the good work. Oh, thanks for the heads up about the Kemimoto gloves. Just got heated ones at a great price. Well, Grand Motorbike Mike, glad you dropped in to see us. Like I said, I super apologize, even though I have nothing to do with it, with Harley's mess up there. But it is what it is. I mean, they came in late. That's all I can say. Last year I went to the presentation of Zero, and there was not really anybody that wanted to drive, so they rode past us themselves. It sounded like a saw bench coming past. I did not test one either. I've been on one Zero, and it was their off-road version. And although I wasn't in the dirt, I was only on the pavement on it, and it's cool. I mean, it's cool, but it's not practical. It's like a Tesla for the guys that work at a factory. They're great looking, but nobody can afford one. Number one, and you can't go that far on them. My Kemimoto heated gloves will be here today. Good for you there, Andy. Glad you got it. Let's see. Here we're seeing some other models now. Let's see what's going on.
Our product range for this upcoming year.
I'm gonna turn it up a little bit.
Reveal itself. In all
Really?
of our segments, performance has become very relevant. Certainly, Sportster S, Pan America, totally embody that with the Rev Maxx architecture. In the cruiser segment, it's the Lowrider S, Lowrider ST. In touring, it's the Street Glide and Road Glide STs.
So all they're doing right now is going over some of the stuff.
Really excited about that's going to take this idea.
Let's see.
further.
What's this?
We're at the tip of the iceberg of what we can do in terms of performance and the product.
They're talking about performance and how it's become their number one selling factor, and their plans for the future. So looks like they did not introduce the 975, which might be a little bit later in the year, or not at all, which is that's okay. Well, there we go, guys. That was Harley's late, but better late than never, take on the 2022 model year. Stay tuned. Let's see. Let's knock out of here. Stay tuned for more upcoming videos. I didn't post one today simply because I wanted to do this, and we're down to 20 people watching. Any questions or any thoughts that you guys have? Now's the time, since I've turned the Harley off. Like I said, I'm open to pretty much everything. What I thought. Here's my gut feelings. I think the biggest plus that Harley's doing in 2022 is the new FXR. Well, I'm going to call it the FXRT. I think that's huge. Motorbike says electric when I can leave Saturday morning and come home Sunday evening. Call. Oh, that's right. Well, as long as you're not just going 100 miles and charging your battery overnight and coming back. Straight out, says Kevin. True, but unless I can really buy it, it does not exist for me. And this is true, and that's basically what a lot of people do say, is the fact that we have to have something in our hands. We can always wish. It's like the 450 Himalayan. To be honest with you, I would rather see them, instead of going from a 410 or 411 to a 450. You're not gaining that much, even though that's the rumor. I would much rather see them come out with a 5 to 550 single, and keep everything basically the same, and go from that platform on. Royal Enfield, those motorcycles, and if you noticed in some of the latter parts of the Harley video there, they were talking about the Pan America. The Pan America, to me, yes, Jay, he says, am I going to do a long trip? Yeah, you're going to see a lot more stuff this year coming up, more than you ever have on the channel, which is why that Insta360 camera is so important. You're going to see loads of cool things. But that is then, this is now. What I was getting at was talking about the Pan America. It's way too heavy, and too top heavy in particular, for me personally to take off-road, because if I drop it, I'm done. I mean, what do you call it? AAA. I don't know if you guys have that over in Europe or not. I'm not going to be able to move it. It's not the fact that I'm weak. I used to be able to lift a lot of weights. Used to be. Motorbike Bike says my bud has over 23,000 miles, or 23,000 kilometers on his Hemi. Yeah, I get some people that come on there and hate a little bit on the Himalayan. And I don't understand why. I did a video of why does it get so much hate, and I think the reason why is because they don't expect it to be such a good bike for such low dollars, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Radine says, for me, I look forward to your work on the Toad Glide plus the Royal Enfield bikes. I'll tell you what, guy, and if you haven't seen earlier in the chat, my food truck has been down since January 5th because I can't get parts for it to get it back on the road. And so The only way I'm making any money at all is from you guys watching my videos, and it's not even that much. We're kind of struggling. And so, like I said, that's why we mentioned, and I hate to sound like a commercial, but if you do offer a super chat, we will send you some stickers because that really helps the channel, particularly right now, because Iron Lady is carrying the water for us right now. That's all I can say. And so everything's on hold. That's why I'm not doing any, I did buy tires, but I had those already paid for. They just had a long time coming in, and I'm going to get them sometime in the middle of February and put them on. I haven't decided. I'm thinking about going up to going to a local Royal Enfield dealer and doing a video how to professionally put tires on, and then do one myself on how I put tires on out in the field. I haven't decided on that yet, but that'll be up in the works. But like I say, if you are interested, we do have the new Old Man Ronin Generation 2 stickers. Jay says, wait of the reason I bought the Triumph Trident 650, not the Interceptor. Full tank versus, exactly. I should sell food truck bonds. Yeah, I should. But nobody would buy them either. I do want to show guys one thing. It's kind of exciting to me. And these literally just came in today, or not today, yesterday. Guys that are members of Patreon, we have a special, it's an Old Man Ronin crew sticker. And these are not for sale. These only go to our Patreon people. But I'm pretty excited about those as well too. We kind of like the idea of having an Old Man Ronin crew. So that's one of the things we're talking about. See, according to what I'm reading about the Himalayan 450, it's a single air oil-cooled bike putting out a 40. I've heard several different things, and everything is still rumor, Kevin. Nobody really knows. Just getting a sticker. Oy vey. What do you mean? I don't understand what you're talking about, Rand, but you can put more in the information. Well, any other questions, guys, before we say we have 22 people watching right now, and I really appreciate everybody that came in and was a part of my first ever, albeit kind of a beginning disaster, live reaction of the Harley-Davidson 2022 model year, which basically nothing's changed much than what we had before, except for the introduction of the new FXRT, or the Lowrider S Touring, which people are going to call it the Coast Glide after Matt Laidlaw. Let's see, what are we doing here? I enjoy the Interceptor. Can't quite read it yet. It hasn't popped up on my other screen yet, but I will here in a second. I enjoy my Interceptor in Ravishing Red, and I will give you $3,000 reason for one of the what? I'll give you $3,000 reason for one of. I don't understand, but you can explain a little bit later. ARC can do a lot more, but they're cautious, and that's good. Anybody that is cautious is good. Just saying, I've scheduled a test ride with my local Royal Enfield dealer for the first week in February. This is coming from Glenn. Welcome, Glenn, to the channel. With a bit of luck, I should call a Media 350 Stellar Black my own by the end of May. Well, good for you, and make sure, guys, that you email me a picture of you and your bike to put as a subscriber shout out. I do it almost every video. I like to do both a Patreon shout out and a subscriber shout out. So, well, it looks like we're losing a few people, and if not, if so, we're going to shut this down for the day. Any other questions before we do? I thought kind of might have upgraded the Livewire, but obviously not. They're actually moved that to a separate company, believe it or not, Kevin. It's not part of, it's its own corporation now. They've branched it off. It'll be under the Harley umbrella. It's kind of like what they did with the Buells back in the 80s and 90s. It's going to be their own thing, and so I'm sure that they're going to be doing that separately. So, well, since there's no other questions, I want to make sure that I tell everybody to, as always, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification button, especially too, because what we want to do is make sure that everybody rides safe and keep it on two wheels, baby. Got the music going too. What do you think of that? I'm still learning, guys. Still learning. Goodbye, everybody.